let's talk a little bit about ceasefire possibilities. Reuters reported yesterday that Trump said that there would be more information in the next day, meaning any time now, on a potential new proposal for a hostage release deal and ceasefire in Gaza. He said, quote, "A lot of talk going on about Gaza right now. You'll be knowing probably in the next 24 hours." What do we know? What is, again, erratic is a good word
Yeah,
for
well,
it, but
that was yesterday, so presumably we should be finding out any minute now. Maybe
yeah.
someone can refresh the news and see if I missed something, since I can't look at it right now. But the point is, that in that Reuters story, it goes on to say on Wednesday, an official close to the mediation efforts said there was no new proposal. There are intensified efforts by the mediators, and contacts have never stopped, but there isn't a concrete proposal yet, the official said. Hamas still insists on its full package ceasefire deal in return for an end to the war, while Israel doesn't want to end the war. So what could Trump be referring to? And there are some other interesting developments here, and I just want to look at them for a few minutes. There was a story in Axios, and again, this is from Barak Ravid, the Israeli journalist, who's really a mouthpiece for a lot of official US and Israeli sources. And this story was from May 2nd, and it's framed as a scoop. US and Israel near agreement on aid delivery to Gaza, as if the US and Israel are the ones who are at odds. But
Yeah.
what he reveals here is that the US and Israel have come up with a plan for a new mechanism, because remember, Trump had said a week or two ago, you got to be good to Gaza. Those people are suffering. There's a very big need for food and medicine, and we're taking care of it. And nobody knew what Trump meant then. But according to this Axios report, they're coming up with a mechanism that will, quote, deliver aid to people who need it in line with our principles. We support the flow of humanitarian aid with safeguards to ensure assistance is not diverted, looted, or misused. And that this mechanism will involve, according to Israeli officials, Israeli officials say the new mechanism of delivering aid will weaken Hamas because it will deny it the revenue and decrease the population's dependence on the group. So what would this mechanism look like? And so there was a report that appeared in the Swiss newspaper Le Temps just yesterday, and it talks about this. We can just show that, but then if you go to the next link, Tamara, this is a translation of that French language report from May 7th that was published in Le Temps. This is just a translation of it. And it talks about the setting up of this mysterious Gaza Humanitarian Foundation that has been registered in Switzerland, and it says Israel plans to take full control of humanitarian aid entering Gaza. The blueprint includes biometric screening, US mercenaries, and an obscure organization recently set up in Geneva. And then, Tamara, we can show the registration documents for this foundation. This is the official Swiss registration documents for it. And
It's
we can
called like the
see
Gaza Humanitarian
Gaza
Foundation.
Humanitarian Foundation. It was officially registered in Switzerland on the 12th of February. And according to the reporting in Le Temps, this Swiss newspaper, the principals, the founding board members are pretty unknown. I mean, one of them is apparently, or they're lawyers. They don't have any background in humanitarian aid. It's not really clear who they're tied to. But one name stood out here, and we can see that on the registration document, Loic Samuel Marcel Henderson. Who is that? Well, if you Google his name, you get to Bloomberg.com, which tells you that he is the general counsel, that means the head lawyer for a company called Protection Strategies Incorporated. And Tamara, if we go to the Protection Strategies Incorporated website, the description there is Protection Strategies Incorporated, PSI, is a service-disabled veteran-owned small business that engages industry-recognized professionals worldwide to provide comprehensive security solutions and personnel security expertise to the US government. Can anyone translate that into plain English in one word?
Mercenaries.
Mercenaries. Yeah, this is a US mercenary firm run by former US military and almost certainly employing them. And this is one of the founding board, or the chief lawyer of this US mercenary company is one of the founding officers of this so-called Gaza humanitarian organization. And so word is getting out about this, but I searched, I don't see anyone who had previously made this connection to Protection Strategies Incorporated, to this particular mercenary firm. If that's out there, I haven't seen it. So this may be something that's just coming to light. But Nora, you pointed out to me earlier that top humanitarian officials, including in the UN, have already warned against this type of this type of scheme by Israel and the US to seize control of aid distribution and weaponize and politicize it.
Yeah, I mean it's and not just, a bunch of different UN aid agencies have come out, in opposition to it, full-throated opposition. But also the Palestinian government in Gaza has come out against it, saying that this is we've seen these tricks before. We're not going to allow a U.S.-Israeli mercenary corporation that has no ties to actual humanitarian aid distribution infrastructure to be the distributors of the aid that is not theirs to administer. So there's that, and so yeah, we'll see. This is one more step of the U.S. and Israel trying to undermine the work of agencies like UNRWA, the UN agency for Palestine refugees, as well as the WHO. I mean, for all the faults of all of these agencies, these are the ones that have done it for decades. And this reminds me, just a few days ago, there was an operation in Gaza where Israeli drones were attacking Palestinian police who were trying to, wrestle away looted aid and from people, the armed gangs in Gaza, who are most likely definitely backed by Israel and the U.S. to try and sow chaos, to try and stop the distribution of aid in a legitimate manner. And then Israel turns around and says that Hamas are the ones that are looting. It's complete backwards reality. Anyway, that's
and just to close this out, this isn't the first time, obviously, that the U.S. and Israel have schemed to try to subvert and take over aid distribution. Everyone remembers Joe Biden's pier that floated away into the sea. Everyone remembers how the Biden administration attempted to use World Central Kitchen as a front for taking over aid distribution and trying to undermine the situation in Gaza. And all of those schemes failed. And this one will too, because they don't have the boots on the ground to make it happen. And
well, this is where it ties into this new Israeli operation. because
Yeah.
the goal is to get the aid distribution in Rafah through these private companies, at the as part built into this Operation
And to
Gideon's
use
Chariot.
it and
Yeah.
to use it to say to people in Gaza, if you want to eat, you have to go to Rafah
Exactly.
Right.
because
Right.
that's the only place the food is going to be.
Right.
So it's turning how diabolical to call this the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation and use aid as a weapon for ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
It's just diabolical. Anyway, we'll be following it, but I just wanted to
Yeah.
shed light on some of those details that are emerging.
That's good. Thank you.